You know, in the end, what the people that were involved in the accident are also contributing factors. We have not been able to talk to Miss Rubin because of her condition. And before we draw any conclusions and make some conclusions, we'd like to be able to talk to her to see if we can ascertain any contributing factors to that. You know, when you're injured in the hospital, we cannot talk to you and take a statement from you. When you're under medication, we have to wait until the doctor gives us the approval to talk to her and make sure that she's not on any medication that may impair her judgment.
What happens if you can't talk to her? If she remains in a condition where she's unable to be interviewed?
Yeah, we still work with the facts at hand. Okay, but that is an option. That's a contributing factor. I certainly would not want to come to a conclusion for an accident without talking to the person, both parties that were involved. We did talk to Mr. Benjamin. He was very cooperative with us. He was very visibly upset based on the observations of that particular incident.
Is there any indication that Mr. Benjamin was distracted otherwise with his phone or something?
Well, you know, that gets into the findings of facts in order to find fault later on. We're looking at everything.
Who made the first 911 call, to whom and when? Were you called directly?
Did you have a question?
What time was Highway Patrol calling?
I think it was about 7:40 or something like that. Yes, sir. 7:37.
I would actually like to know who called 911. Did Mr. Benjamin call 911? Were there other witness calls?
You know, I don't know the information. We could have the 911 tape. Don't figure that out. Obviously, if you called in, obviously you saw something and we want to talk to us.
Were there multiple calls?
I think there were about 3 calls. Yes, okay.
Were you called personally?
Chief, did you say that it was the Highway Patrol or Columbia police officers who made the determination that Mr. Benjamin was not injured?
Both. Okay. Because how many of you have been involved in an accident? Okay. When you were involved in the accident, did somebody ask you to do a breath test? Okay. Because what happens in an evaluation when an officer comes, even the first responding officer, not only just the primary but secondary officer, they have to have some articulable suspicion that you're impaired. Let me give you a great example. You have a beer can in your car when the officer stops. Now, one might draw the conclusion that you have been drinking. If the officer walks up and he smells the odor of alcohol, he might draw the conclusion that you're drinking. If you get out of the car and you start to stumble, then obviously one may think that you're impaired. Those are what you call clear, articulable suspicion, and none of those things actually occur.
Who made the decision to send a car?
Chief Carter, yesterday Mayor Coble said the Highway Patrol will be involved in this to give verification to any conclusions and have an independent review. Is that correct?
You know, all decisions that are involved police matters is a police chief decision, okay? Now, I will tell you that I leverage the partnership of all law enforcement agencies here. We have an option if we want to pursue, and I've had very long conversations the last couple of days with our Department of Public Safety friends. And that's an option if I decide to proceed, that I can make a request and they can consider that request. We're not there yet. That's at the conclusion of the investigation. I think I started by telling you that we have not relinquished jurisdiction to anybody, so we have complete jurisdiction.
And why not? Because I mean, everybody's saying, no, that this is the new mayor, this guy's going to be their boss.
You know,
and you just
here's your question. It's a very good question, and you think as most citizens. That's not a very unorthodox question. The question is, we're not investigating Mr. Benjamin. We're investigating the accident and the contributing factors to the accident, which is how we derive our conclusion. Okay?
So
when you analyze for impairment, does that include whether he had any sleep the night before? Does that include an analysis of whether he's exhausted?
Before when we do it for impairment, we do it for alcohol.
Okay.
Whether it's fatigue and all the other things, those things are certainly contributing factors, and we look at all those things when we actually draw a conclusion. Okay? Now, I try to be as open and honest and as transparent as I possibly can. This matter is still under investigation. Before we can find fault with anybody, we're going to have to look at the contributing factors on both sides before we move. So,
Was this Rubenstein moved in the process
Are we
of
talking
getting
about
her
just the
out?
traffic ticket here as will be the outcome? Or the
you know,
possibility
the outcome becomes the finding of fact of a contributing factor. Also, a lot of it depends on what happens with this group. Okay? I've been very honest with you. This is the best I can do for you. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to leave. Thank you. Okay? Thank you for coming.